Hey guys, we're the
We're the
Mukbang
Mukbang
Bros.
Bros.
Welcome to our Philly steak, egg roll, and fries video. So we're gonna be talking about Swamp Thing. Has 10 episodes. There's only one season that I know because they canceled it. But
DC.
from DC Comics. So there goes that. Give me a second. Okay, cool. Just had to turn the brightness. That's all.
Yeah.
But
What,
yeah.
what would you like to start with?
Probably how you felt about the story and the characters. Then after this topic about Swamp Thing, we could talk about movies that we think should be remade and why.
Okay. Swamp Thing, really good show. Thought the characters were phenomenal. Everybody played their role really well. Very interesting show. Thriller type of vibes.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
If you want to watch something that's scary, definitely go check that out. Something that's creepy and stuff, you know. But if you're not really into that stuff, do not watch it. I'll probably freak out. But yeah, what about you?
Well, since I remember the comics from the early 70s, early 80s when they were created, but I'm born in 2000. But yeah, great series, great handle on characters. It's not very well known as a DC character unless you're really in the DC comics. I feel like they handled the structure well for the story. The character development made sense. The character reasoning made sense. You know, there were certain twists you probably weren't expecting like that. Let's be honest here. The character interactions were like really good. Actually, they weren't like, oh yeah, you know, we're just putting them in just to have them in the story.
Yeah.
They actually made sense because everything is revolved around that specific area. You see what I'm saying?
Well, the storyline is very fluent. The storyline is pretty much through the entire show, and that's really hard to do, especially for shows. I don't know why it canceled. I was looking forward to season 2 until my brother told me it was canceled.
I believe it's canceled. I'm pretty sure, but it might not be. I don't know. They might get rid of it again. I hope they do because it's a good show. Not even that. Most of their stuff is practical effects, and I respect they use practical effects for Swamp Thing. They didn't have to, but they did.
That's pretty cool.
Because, you know, most movies in the 70s and 80s were practical effects, and now you notice everything is CGI, right? Like, as much as CGI is capable of in films, I feel like you should be able to use practical effects, at least for the most part of your films. To me, because then it won't have an authentic feel to it. It'll feel fake. You see what I'm saying? But
I didn't even know that, but that makes sense. Does it look like practical effects instead of CGI?
Okay, so basically, right, like in terms of practical effects films, that would be like Nightmare on Elm Street, Terminator.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Movies like that, basically.
And them are some top movies. Them are
cult classics, actually. Not even top movies, cult classics.
Yeah. So, and that's why they are. Because they took their time.
The Thing, Candyman's, you know?
Yeah, of course. Oh, I can't wait. Speaking of which, I can't wait for the remake of Candyman.
Oh, you mean with Jordan Peele?
Yeah, that's going to be good. You getting me, Candyman? It's been a long... That movie came out a while ago.
The 80s, mid-80s, actually.
Mid-80s, maybe early 90s.
Basically, I think 89 at least, that's when it came out.
Mid-80s, maybe early 90s.
Yeah.
But it's been a while. It's definitely due for a remake.
You know, I think it'd be dope for a movie. There was this cartoon on Disney Channel, right? It was a more mature cartoon. It was called The Gargoyles. And Keith David, the guy who voiced Spawn in the HBO series, voiced Goliath as the main gargoyle.
That's dope.
Yeah, maybe you should probably watch it. I know, it's a kid's cartoon, or whatever, but it's pretty mature, if I'm being honest. It's pretty interesting.
We still haven't finished the Blade one. We probably gonna have to do it.
We're gonna do a review on that too, actually. And actually, since we're already doing this, we can also do a review for Spawn, the HBO series, since I brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, right? There's a movie based on a comic book called Spawn back in the early '90s, right? Did okay for most people, or it didn't do very well for most people, critically acclaimed, right? 100% honesty, I thought the movie was okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting too much. I mean, they already made it PG-13, so it wasn't that bad, in my opinion. But it definitely should have been rated R, in my opinion. But yeah, because it wasn't Todd McFarlane who wanted the PG-13. He wanted it rated R. But to get his movie published, yeah.
Well, we really didn't finish talking about Swamp Thing, bro, and our overall opinion on the show.
You're right. I thought you were done talking. That's why I brought up that. But we're going to continue with the Swamp Thing review overall. Out of 10, what would you rate it?
I rate it a 9.
Give it a 9.5. Because it had good character, good effects, mind you. It's a TV show.
Good story.
Good story.
Good story development.
Good coherent storytelling, specifically.
Yeah.
Because it was consistent throughout the whole, season.
We don't really want to spoil you guys. We rather let you watch it.
Yeah, we would suggest Swamp Thing.
Instead of spoiling it for you. Just know it's got really interesting story.
It's a different show, in my kind of opinion, to be honest with you. It's not really typical superhero.
If you know the comic book, if you read the comics, then you know what it's about.
Yeah.
But you could give them a summary to pretty much what it's all about, and then we could get to talk about Spawn.
The HBO series, which is animated, which is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I thought you were done talking.
No, you could give them a summary. We gotta give them a summary.
Okay, but basically for Swamp Thing, right? It's set up where this guy called Alec Holland, right, is trying to figure out what's going on with the swamp in Louisiana, because that's where the setting is. And there's a girl called Abby Arcane who's also a doctor, right? But something happened to her friend or whatever, that sort of thing, right? Basically, this guy, Alec Holland, is trying to figure out what this guy, basically the mayor of the town of Louisiana that they're in, is doing. Because he used to work for him, but for... And yeah, basically, what happened is, he set it up so that Alec Holland would get, killed. Because he didn't want him to find out. The mayor didn't want him to find out that he was, messing with the swamp or whatever. So, yeah, it's basically what's... And, Alec Holland is now a thing from the swamp. So, he, basically he got killed, immersed himself into the swamp, and came out as a monster, basically.
Yeah,
and so it goes more into psychological and body horror, because basically his body contorted from being human to now a thing of, the swamp. Yeah. And then also him trying to figure out, am I, still Alec Holland the human? Inside a thing of basically a monster from the swamp, or am I even Alec Holland at all, or am I just consciousness of Alec Holland is in me, but I am a thing of the swamp fully, and Alec Holland is just a subconscious, perspective that I have because I died and was in the swamp. It's basically what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Simple as that. But you can talk about Swamp Thing starting off too. So, sorry, Spawn.
Spawn is a dope HBO series.
Based off the comics.
Yeah, I really liked it. But it's cool to see that they're remaking the movie finally.
I'm glad to see it's about to be Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah. But other than that, should we go into movies? Remake?
Mm-hmm.
I think they need a remake. I think they really need to try. I don't know if it's a curse. I don't know if the film is cursed like everybody said. They need to do a remake of The Crow with somebody. I know it's going to be hard because Brandon Lee,
Major character,
yeah. was the character and he died on set. I know it's gonna be hard for people, but I think they can find somebody who can really fit the role. But it's gonna be hard to. I mean, the film. Like I said, I hope they remake The Crow. I don't know who would be a great person to play it,
Jason Momoa would be decent.
but he will have to lose a lot of weight.
Well, he's already a big dude anyway, so.
Yeah, but he will have to lose.
No, actually, I'm thinking about who would be a good casting for him. Right?
Weight.
Um.
Besides that, yeah, I don't know. He'll
Johnny Depp would be interesting.
Yeah, he would. I could see it.
That's actually who they were gonna originally cast. You know that, right?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Still alive. You know, probably read the script at least.
But I don't know if he'll do it.
Yeah, you're right. No, Johnny Depp, he probably might not. We don't know.
But this is our Mike Bang video. Make sure you like.